Friday, August 11th episode of Morning Coffee and Chat. I hope everybody's had a great week. It's been a busy one, but we're holding on.
It's been a busy one.
And I forgot to mute the computer. How about that? Nothing like a little talking in the background. Good morning, Sarah. Good to see you, love. Hope you're doing well this morning. I don't know what the weather's like for y'all, but we have got a chance of severe thunder showers today and tonight. And go figure, tomorrow night is our August beach bash here in town. I got to work tonight. I got to sit up at the bar tomorrow night just in case they get smashed. And then I got to turn around and work again on Sunday night, Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. And we got Jan and Jay coming in on Thursday from JJ's Adventures. And I do believe if they're not completely tuckered out from the long drive, we're going to be going up and doing part 2 of the Pioneer Log Cabin Museum investigation. We'll be doing the second story, which is where all the taxidermy's at. That's where the bedrooms are at, with all the old historic furniture and fixtures and stuff. Gonna be an interesting week. Hello, Tony. Good to see you. Rusty. A pleasure as always, sir. Hey, good job. Beat me to the draw there, Tony. I was going to wait till my spew was over with and ask Sarah how the new job was going. So, hey. Good job, man. You ought to host a live stream. Oh, how's my job? My job is tiring. My job is fast-paced. Of course, working there at the bar, there's no tips for the cooks anymore like there was at the little restaurant. But it's fun. I meet some good people. I get a chance to walk out the kitchen once in a while and visit with the guests and talk to them, see how their food was. Not had a bad review yet. So, good morning, Mackenzie and Mason. Good to see you're sitting there with Grandpa, kicking back and enjoying the show. Don't be too rough on Grandpa today. And Max. Can't forget Max. I love that name, Max. Glad you kids could sit back with Grandpa and watch the show a little bit this morning. I know he really looks forward to spending time with you. But yeah, my job's doing great. You're welcome, Rusty. Anytime, bud. It's a much bigger kitchen, a much larger area to cover. When you walk in the kitchen, you've got the big front window where about 1/3 of the bar can see back where the pizza oven's at and everything, where the grill and the fryers and the main table. We have the front window. Then we have the area where all the pretzels and stuff are done. We do the huge pretzels. Then right on the other side of that is the main prep table, or the main main table where we make everything at. And then right behind that is fryer, the large grill, and the pizza oven. And then down at the end of all those is where I build all my pizzas and stuff at. And, the customers can sit there. They can watch me tossing the dough, stretching the dough out and stuff like that. Good morning, Santee. Good to see you, bud. Good morning, you bracelet wearing, cigar puffing, black vest donning ruffian. Yep, and this is pretty much how I'm going to go to work this evening too. Except I might trade this out for my normal bandana, only because it is hotter than the devil's taint in that place. It's supposed to be up 75 today, which means it's going to be about 91 in the kitchen. But hey, it's fun, and the main dining area, the bars, got a lot more coolness to it, a little bit lower temperature. So, like I said, I can walk out there. I can kick it with the customers a little bit and sit at the bar when we're not busy in the kitchen, stuff like that. No uniform. No uniform. I've actually, when I can get the money, I've actually considered buying a jacket, one of the lightweight jackets to work with. But this is really more my style. Like I said, I've considered it, but could you imagine me in a chef's coat? Seriously? Given what I hear about college these days, I could not do that teaching gig. As long as they don't stick me to a criteria that I have to teach the kids, give me a little bit of wiggle room, I wouldn't mind teaching. But, going in and doing this, this half-ass teaching things. How do you spend 3 days on a 4-year war? How do you spend 3 days teaching the Revolution, or 3 days teaching the Civil War, and 1 day talking about slavery, and 1 day talking about I don't know. I'd have to bite my tongue a lot. I don't know what they call Pete's Prep Station. That's pretty much it. Prep. I call it the construction zone, because I've already gone in and I've built a really good rapport with my kitchen manager. I'm kind of sort of, I look at it more like I'm kind of sort of unofficially the assistant kitchen manager, because him and I click. We work so well together. We're so much alike that I can start doing something, get called away, and he can slip right in and finish what I had started, and vice versa, without even having to tell each other. It's really cool. I write down up on the board, what runs low, what needs ordered, stuff like that. And like I said a little bit ago, I've had no complaints over anything. As a matter of fact, I've actually had a couple of regulars that have been coming in there since the place opened tell me that my pizzas are the absolute best they've ever had. They love the show back and back with me stretching the dough and tossing it and making the pizzas. They see me constantly working with the oven. You want to talk about hot, when it's already 100 degrees in the kitchen, and then you drop the door on the pizza oven and you're hitting the face with 380 degrees. That's like getting whacked with a T-Rex tail right in your kisser. Pizza boy, I like that. See, I love doing the inventory thing. My manager came in, what was it, Tuesday. The delivery guy showed up, and I helped where I could, getting things moved. Had to grab a few things as he brought them in off the truck that we had already ran out of. And then the manager came in, and I was watching him where I could put things away, how he wants things organized. The problem is in this place, there's always been too many Indians and not enough chiefs. So everybody does their own thing, puts things wherever, and then the next person comes in and can't find it. So, but I mean, when it comes to preparing the food and stuff like that, it's really, really, really cool. Um, Deciding on inventory was a drag. Yeah, I mean, you can't take you can't place a $4,000 order every week. So I mean, you have to pick and choose. It's like you'll get a couple cases of a certain thing one week, then you won't have to worry about ordering it again for like a month. And last week, because tomorrow night is a beach bash, and then Sunday night we're going to have the open mic thing. We're going to be busy both of those nights. So, an abundance of medium, French fries, an abundance of burger, abundance of chicken, side dishes, of course, the appetizers. So, I mean, you just got to know what you're doing. And he's got several years running the kitchen at a Denny's. We just done a $4,000 order last week, and we won't even have to do $1,000 order this next week. I'm gonna go feed the squirrel. Yeah, I've got to go take care of Squirrely. Go feed your squirrel. On top of mine that I used in the shop. I did at least 5K a month. Decided on inventory was a drag. Yeah, trying to toss things around always is. Trying to figure out what you need, what's a priority. It is. It's yeah, definitely a drag. But I hope everybody else has had a good week. Like I said, I was off yesterday. Of course, worked on videos. Done the premiere last night of the part 1 of the Pioneer Log Cabin Museum investigation from this past Sunday night. I got to work tonight. I'm on call, so I'll be sitting at the bar tomorrow night, just in case they get swamped. Then I'll work Sunday night, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. Jan and Jay will be in on Thursday, and depending if they're too exhausted or not after their drive, we might be doing part 2 of the investigation into the second floor of the Pioneer Log Cabin. But when I stopped working, the place closed down. I ever stop working at the bar, people are going to bitch. That's all they're going to do. I mean, I've literally had people walk up to the window on their way out and tell me they couldn't wait to take this stuff home to their family. They ate until their eyeballs are about to pop out. It was so good, they didn't want to stop eating. Had an old man come in the other day and order just strictly a meat pizza. He wanted bacon, he wanted ham, he wanted sausage, he wanted pepperoni, and he wanted cheese, and a large. So a 16-inch pizza. Of course, I cut it into 20 squares, and he ate probably 14 squares himself and took the rest of it home for dinner. So he was really, he had to stop by the window on his way out and tell me just how good everything was. Good morning, Gunny. Good to see you. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. It does not happen very much with this culture where people actually, take the time to compliment others on a job well done. I mean, even an attempt well done for somebody to look at you and say, "Hey, I seen you bust your butt on this. I'm sorry it didn't work out like you wanted it to, but man, when it come to commitment, you were right there on top of it. Good job." So, and of course, much like the other job, whenever somebody calls off or can't show up or something, who's the first person they call? This dude. So I'm really happy about it. I'm glad I made a good impression with my managers and the guests and stuff like that. So, but enough about my job. Um, like I said, we done the premiere last night from part one of the Pioneer Log Cabin Museum investigation. It did a pretty good little draw last night. I was quite happy. By the time it was over, it was like 45 views or 50 views, something like that. Um, but I said I still accept cash. My boss told me that if he had known how much the customers came to the shop for me, he would have paid me a lot more money. That's kind of what my dad ran into when he retired. People have been coming there dealing with him for 20 years, and when they found out that he was retiring, several of them wanted to start bringing their cars out to the house for dad to work on in the garage. And he's like, okay. I had a boss who said he slept good at night knowing I was at work. I told him, give me the tools to do my damn job then. Funny how that works, isn't it? Funny how that works. Of course, uh, places try to make money by spending as little as possible. So we have, of course, a whole lot of modern knives at work, and all that there stainless steel, made in China, yada yada, blah blah blah. Of course, I and Steph have been collecting uh, knives for years. Um, I carry my own knives. I carry old. I've got Chicago cutlery and old timey carbon steel knives that I carry back and forth to work with me. Only have to sharpen them like once every couple of weeks. The stainless steel knives at work. Um, One of my new jobs is to sharpen the knives at work every couple days. So I took my old antique sharpening stone in there, and when I first get there, when I'm doing setup in the morning and stuff like that, that's the first thing I do is run all of our knives through the across the stone, put an edge on them. Of course, we've got one butcher's knife there, about yay long, got a beautiful curve to it. Not the highest quality knife there is, but it holds an edge pretty well. So, and with that curved blade, it rocks really good when you're chopping. Um, so, it's just, you're dealing with a 16-inch long blade, so it's not much room on a prep table to work with. My boss let me get what I needed to do the job, never was an issue there. Hey, Justin, good to see you, bud. Hope you're doing well this morning. Oh, let me see here. All caught up on the chat. Just got out of work. How do you like working? How do you like working nights now, Justin? I know that for the last several years you've been working in the pizza field, so you've been doing your days and stuff like that. How's it feel? Do you like working nights? Huh. Wow. Like I said, though, of course, I'll be working tonight. There will not be an evening. There will not be an evening stream tonight. A week from tomorrow, of course, is Ghostorama. Um, I did find out yesterday, though, that the haunted ghost tour will not be at the Van Buren County Museum. Um, it's not been zoned yet. The construction is not finished. When it lost the roof last year, it sustained a lot of interior damage. So though they've got the brand new roof on and everything, now there's crews going in and out on the upper floors, repairing some of the water damage and the mold and everything that set in when the roof was ripped off. Um, so we're going to be going to another cemetery, little out of the way pocket, historic cemetery there in Van Buren County, only a couple minutes away from where the museum's at, and that's where we're going to be doing the ghost tour. Yeah, we're under the same warning, Tony. Uh, right now, the whole yellow zone ends at the west side of the Great Lakes, or the west side of Lake Michigan. But it's going to be moving east by northeast, so we're supposed to get hit here in the next probably 3 or 4 hours, 5 hours, right around in there. We got I got the warning just a few minutes before I started the stream that we're under the risk of severe thunderstorms, wind gusts of over 65 miles an hour, lightning, thunder, heavy rain, possibly hail. So, Ghostorama itself will still be held at the museum, but nobody will be going inside. But the meet and greet itself will still be on the museum grounds, but we'll be going elsewhere to do the investigation. And those of us that stay for the weekend will be camping at a local campground that's given us sites for free. So that's that. I can't believe people are damaging cemeteries so bad. You all have to get permission to do an investigation. Well, a lot of times we don't have to get permission to do it. We more so notify them to let them know that we're going to be on the grounds until midnight, 1, 2 o'clock in the morning. Most cemeteries today, if you look at it, most cemeteries have an open and close time. They're open to the public between 8 a.m. and 10 p.m. or 8 a.m. and 8 p.m. And then it becomes trespassing if you're on the site before or after those hours. What we do, regardless of whether the cemetery has an open and closed time or there's none posted, if there's none posted, they can't get you for trespassing. They have to have open and close times on the sign for you to be considered as trespassing to be there at 10 or 11 or 12 or 1 or 2 in the morning or whatever. Um, but we notify the local police department. We notify the city. We notify the county, and a lot of times notify the state, just to let them know that if an officer cruises through the cemetery at 1 o'clock in the morning and sees guys out there, they know what's happening. And we've never had an issue with that. Matter of fact, we've been thanked several times for our consideration and cooperation with them to make their jobs a little easier. So, morons damaging cemeteries, no, it's really not. It's not a new phenomenon. And a lot of times, too, it's not the people that are damaging the cemeteries, it's just nature. You know, we've gone into cemeteries and seen, you go into a big open cemetery and you see these old marble stones that are just a couple inches thick, and they're broken off and laying flat behind them. A lot of times that's caused by natural erosion, hail, rain, snow, heavy wind blowing against these things, and they just get, or tree limbs falling, or whatever the case may be. A lot of times there's just no money to fix these issues. It just, I mean, how do you fix a 135-year-old gravestone? You drill holes in it. You drive steel bars in it and put bolts through it, hold it back together. So I used to like to take girls out to the cemetery and party. I never did that. Never went out drinking in a cemetery. Never went out partied in the cemetery. I was always more interested going to the cemeteries, and we would take sidewalk chalk, go over some of the really hard to read gravestones just to see the dates on them or people's names. So I guess in a sense I was always into the history, but yeah, I never went out to party in them and stuff like that. I knew a few people that did. I was just never into it. Oh. So what's everybody else up to this week? Got plans? Got anything big going on? I know tomorrow morning I'll be sitting here anxiously awaiting another Arizona Ghost Riders video, much like I am every Saturday morning. You too, Santee. You have yourself a good day. Take care. Have a little bit of fun. Tomorrow is on reenactorisms. Ooh, that should be fun. That should be fun. I see a lot of them, good and bad. At that time, history was not what piqued my interest. I don't blame you. But you take care, Santee. Have yourself a good day, bud, and we'll catch you later. Reenactorisms. That should be good. I'll be honest. I've been working so much this week, I really didn't have anything much to talk about this morning. I almost stayed in bed because I knew I had to be up tonight, and I thought, no, you know what? I'm going to do a stream this morning. We're going to sit back, we're going to chat, we're going to drink some coffee, we're going to end the week just right. So, anybody else, feel free to talk about your weekend, talk about your week, talk about your dog, talk about your grandkids, talk about whatever the hell you want to talk about. I'm concentrating on getting things together, getting new batteries for the equipment that got drained at the museum. You guys believe that? I went and put brand new batteries in everything last week before we took off to go to the museum. I had not even turned on my SP7 Spirit Box, except to test it when I put the new batteries in it here. Got to the museum, pulled that sucker out, and it was deader than a doornail. Less than an hour. Less than an hour of it sitting in that museum in the box, and it was deader than a doornail. It was brand new, fresh out of the package batteries that went in it. Now, if it was some cheap little battery, I could say, yeah, it was a pretty common occurrence that happens. But these, no, these were Duracells. And it came straight out the package, went in the machine, I turned it on, it worked just fine, shut it off, put it back in my box. An hour later, went to the museum, it sat in the box in the front room for an hour, pulled it out to use it, and it was dead. Now, even if I would have left it on, which I didn't because it would be sitting there going for that 2-hour period. It still takes about 10 hours of use for the batteries to die out. I wasn't real happy. So, I mean, come on. What you guys been up to this week? What you been doing? How you been doing? For those of you that have jobs, did anything good happen on your job this week? Did your review come up and you get a quarter raise? For those of you that retired, did you go out and throw the ball or the frisbee for your dog? For those of you that are watching your grandkids or hanging out with your kids these last few days of summer, oh, dude, Hawaii is in bad shape. They've declared it a national disaster. I seen this morning that Hawaii is saying that this is the worst disaster that they have incurred for the last 100 years. Even the last time that the volcano erupted, it did not do this much damage to the Hawaiian Islands. People are actually, hold on, I gotta readjust my leg here. People are actually diving into the ocean to get away from fire. Sorry, been cleaning but listening. I bought a couch, it's my first new one. The other ones have been hand-me-downs. Good. You need a new couch. Everybody needs a little new something once in a while. Oh, I know. I feel so bad for the people in Hawaii. I mean, you know, when a natural disaster occurs here on the mainland, you've got, you know, a vast area that you can travel to, or you can spread out to, or you can even run to. I mean, out there in the middle of the Pacific Ocean, you've got 5 little islands, you know, and Maui is you know, one of the largest tourist areas. I think I seen this morning, if I can remember correctly, it said that so far it's a confirmed 37 had succumbed to the fires. Um, and hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of homes have been destroyed. One of the oldest buildings, no, I take that back. The oldest building in the Hawaiian Islands was destroyed yesterday. And after 12 easy payments, I'll own it. Yep. Well, I'll tell you what, it's easier to make 12 easy payments than it is to come up with all that money at one time. And besides that, like I said, you need a comfy couch to plant your tushy on at night when you get home. I don't know what the hell that was. What kind of coffee do I have? Right now, I am drinking Black Rifle Coffee Company's Gunship. I love me some Gunship. This stuff is good. Oh. Well, that's silencer smooth. Hold on, maybe this is it down here. Oh, no, that's Blackbeard's Delight. It's the next one over there. I can't reach it. But it's Black Rifle Coffee Gunship. That's a good, rich coffee. It's one of my favorites they make. I'm doing my best not to go into any more debt. You're a big-time professor now. You can do it. Not going to be no more debt. I mean, you know, unless you become one of those average college professors that, you know, their cost of living goes up as their income goes up. You know, a little bit nicer car. Not happy driving that that Ford Explorer anymore, or that Escalade. They want a Range Rover. They want a Mercedes. That 8,000 square foot house isn't big enough anymore, so they have to get a 12,000 square foot house, you know. Oh, sorry, I wasn't even looking at the name, Tony. I thought I was still talking to Sarah. How about that? Yeah, I know you're not a professor. You're actually downsizing. I'm really proud of you. You know, most people, when they retire and they have their, you know, they finally get to that point where both of them are retiring. You know, they like to keep a hold of all those memories. and everything, and move into a nice comfy place. It's just I mean, you're going from a decent house, a decent size house, and you're moving into a small cabin with a lot more property. So, like my mom and dad retired, they sold all the old antique furniture and stuff they'd had since they got married that I grew up with, and moved into the same size of house, and then went out and bought all brand new stuff. So not only did they not only did they incur the debt of buying a new house, but then they incurred the debt of filling the new house. And now I think they have more stuff than they had before they retired. At least my mom's got like 30 frickin' flower beds to keep her busy. I'd be happy with a car that had AC. Yeah, Tony is right about that, though. AC season is just about over. It's not going to be very long before people are more worried about making sure that they got their heater working in the cars, making sure they got a battery in the car with a big enough cold cranking amp to get the car to fire up on a really cold, snowy day. More house equals more junk. It really honestly does. It really honestly does. I'm actually going to be going through, we're trying to get rid of all of our excess stuff right now. After next week's over with and I can relax for a couple weeks before my next event coming up, I'm going to go through all my stuff. Not my channel stuff, mind you, my personal stuff. And I'm gonna be donating a lot of clothes and stuff. Winter time's coming up, Christmas time's coming up, and I'm gonna be donating a lot of that stuff to our local Helping Hands. They need all the help they can get. It's a privately run organization. Through this, I don't know if it's just a Michigan thing or if there's Helping Hands all over the country, but they're privately ran. And there's a board that helps to run them and figure out how much money they're going to get. And a lot of these board members, much like a lot of board members that contain older people, they just don't want to give the money to help keep things running the way it should. So, I've got a lot of new t-shirts, a lot of coats, jeans and stuff that I've outgrown as I've lost weight. For those of you that didn't know, when this whole diabetes thing started back in 2016, I weighed almost 270 pounds. I'm sitting right now at 202 pounds. So, I've got 36s and 38 jeans and stuff like that I can gladly donate. Right now I'm wearing, right now I'm actually wearing 32, 34s. So, see if I can make somebody's Christmas a little brighter, make some big donations this year. I have to clean the garage here soon so we can keep my truck warm. You could always do what the old man did. He pulled that, the freeze plug out, and he wired a plug under his hood where all he has to do is run an extension cord out under the hood, close the hood down, he can plug the engine in and to an extension cord, and it keeps it warm. We had some minus 50 wind chills and stuff like that, and the old man's 78 Ford never didn't fire up. So those little tricks you learn. That's like the antifreeze thing. All this pre-mixed antifreeze that they sell now. I go out and buy straight antifreeze and take my own water out. I use a bulb gauge to test it to see what my temperature setting is on my antifreeze. And we actually, try to keep the antifreeze in the vehicle set to about minus 50. And for those of you young folks that don't know what a bulb gauge is, that's like a syringe with a big black squeezy ball on top of it. And it's got a long hose that comes off the bottom, and it's got like a red and a green and a blue and a yellow and orange or something, little plastic balls inside the syringe. And you squeeze it and suck the contents of your radiator, a small portion of the contents of your radiator up into it, and you can tell by the number of balls that are floating what your temperature setting is on your antifreeze. So like one ball might be minus 10, two balls might be minus 20, and it goes all the way up to all 5 balls floating, and that's like minus 50 degrees, minus 55 degrees, something like that. I don't do pre-mixed antifreeze. It's usually geared to about minus 25 or so. And here in Michigan, the last few years, we've actually had wind chills that got down into the minus 20s, minus 30s. Here 2 years ago, we were actually minus 58. So we were having Great Plains kind of winter weather. Oh, goodness gracious sakes. I got a very interesting video coming out on Sunday. It is over Cooper's Treasures, the old astronaut Cooper, and other NASA secrets. Well, we'll call them secrets, but a lot of them are things that actually there is video and pictorial evidence of. There are astronaut testimonies, NASA official testimonies, but NASA itself has tried to say, no, that's not the case. No, we don't have this. No, we don't have that. But they're out there to be found with very little looking. So, but Cooper's Treasures is what really got me interested in this. It was a secret mission that was conducted early off in our space program by an astronaut named Cooper, where he had to document and register certain something, unbeknownst to the American people. And needless to say, he kept a little bit of that information for himself and then shared it with a friend when he got back to Earth. And, well, up until his death, him and his friend had made quite a bit of money, because his documentation was dead on. So that's going to be a really interesting one. Like I said, it'll be coming out Sunday morning. Of course, we'll keep on our schedule the best we can with Sunday, Tuesday, and Thursday video releases. We'll have something, possibly Ghost-orama itself will get released on Sunday, next Sunday, right after Ghost-orama, and then Tuesday and Thursday will probably be the after hours ghost hunt. I do believe we're going to divide up into groups, much like we did at the City of David back in June. So it'll be pretty interesting. Everybody quit talking. I told you guys I didn't have a lot to talk about this morning, but I still wanted to come in here and hang out with y'all because, well, damn it, I've missed you. Oh man, I missed Today in History with Rusty Allen. Always took up a good half hour of the morning stream. That way I could sit here and learn a little something with you. I miss Rusty doing Today in History. Rusty. So did anybody get a chance to watch the video last night? Watch the premiere of the part one of the Pioneer Log Cabin Museum here in my town? If so, what'd you think? Son-in-law calling about car repair stuff. Go figure. Kids probably wouldn't know what to do without us. Fishing, what is up, bud? Good to see you. Hope you're doing well this morning. I was there, but just listening. Yeah, I seen you pop in last night. There was quite a few folks that popped in and just kind of sat back in the shadows a little bit, which is fine with me. Didn't hurt my boo-boo kitty one bit just to have people coming in and not saying nothing. Forgot it was Friday. There should be parades and happy joy and everything on Fridays. Paranormal don't really interest me. Well, you know, I've had a lot of people that, you know, they're into the history, but they're not into the paranormal. And that's one of the reasons that, you know, I make it a point to emphasize the fact that what is the paranormal if it's not an echo of history? Especially when we do museums, we do historic locations. You know, those voices, those EVPs, those voice recordings that we get is history itself, talking to us, responding to us, interacting with us. And you know, especially when we were I'm saying to support my independence and to support the place, trying to support the place. The cabin itself was not in a battle. There's a tree limb in there that came from the Chickamauga battlefield, and it is just riddled with pieces of shrapnel, mini balls, um, basically unaimed fire. And this tree sat right somewhere amidst the battlefield. And there are a couple of Civil War muskets in there that came from the one of the battlefields. There's an officer's desk from the Army of Tennessee that was on a battlefield. Um, they got a lot of stuff. Freedom aprons. There's a child's freedom apron in there. One of the only four known freedom aprons to actually exist. I don't even. I believe that um, I believe the Smithsonian has one, and I believe there's one in South Carolina, and one in Tennessee, and then we have one. Um, but the cabin itself, no, the history of the cabin was that it was built in 1923 using only trees that were farmed on the original founding families of the county. And the history in there is the history in there is amazing for such a small town. We actually have a saw in there that the story goes was used at Valley Forge. So, I mean, who knows? Good morning, Stephen. Good morning, Freedom. Good to see the two of you. Hope you're doing well this morning. There are old medical kits in there that were used during the Civil War, used out west during the Indian Wars, used right here in the county. Some of those doctors and stuff brought stuff back that they used on the battlefields and continued using them in private practice right after the battles were over. So, you know, if some of those instruments could talk. Ben, good to see you. Hope you're doing well this morning. Well, for you, it's this afternoon, so yeah. Got a piece of tobacco tickling my lip. How are things down there in Australia, Ben? Hopefully you guys are having a good season down there and good building Lego Camaro NASCAR. That sounds kind of cool. I've seen some of the new Lego stuff they got coming out. It's pretty cool. Having a few beers. No better way to spend the evening, my friend. I sit down and have a drink every night when I get off work. If the if the wife's off work, I have her come in and join me, and we'll get a drink together. And if not, I sit down and have a quick one myself. Come home. No, JB, I will not be going live tonight. I have to work tonight. I go in here in just a few hours, and I actually close tonight. And then tomorrow I'll be sitting up at the bar on call in case they get slammed, and then I'm scheduled to work again on Sunday night. So, yeah, busy weekend. Oh, thank you, JB. I really appreciate that. I'm definitely going to try to love the job, love the customers. Um, Nice place to work. Very nice place to work. Better than some, worse than others. With this job, I think I would almost go as far as saying, um, at least in my last 15 years, 20 years of working, better than all. The only job I think I liked more than this was doing my custom brick, block, and stone work, you know, the custom stone patios and fire pits, outside fireplaces, um, decorative ponds, things like that I used to build. I think that's the only thing, but my creativity works both ways. It's the same as making my pizzas. Um, Somebody came in the restaurant just a couple of days ago and they wanted a pizza with chicken and asked me what I could make them. And I told them, I said I could do an amazing um, Parmesan chicken, or I can do a yeah, I can't even think of what it's called now. Um, a chicken fajita pizza. You know, just depends on what they want. And they wanted a chicken parmesan, so of course I left off the pizza sauce. I put on a parmesan sauce. I grilled chicken for them. Put on the onions and the bell peppers and mushrooms. They wanted some olives, some black olives on there, and they wanted extra cheese, and they were very happy. So sounds like a long weekend. So this morning for errands, better, worse. At the end of it, what I mentioned, NASCAR Next Gen ran at Le Mans. Depending on my day, I have a morning drink. Not sure. It says a lot about my life choices. Well, as long as you're not drinking, as long as you don't have to keep a bottle in your desk at work, um, then I think you're doing all right. Sounds delicious. I think I'm going to have to order pizza later tonight now. Well, you know, you could always come to the bar. I'll make you pizza for you. I work night shift. We get off, have a drink or two with coworkers before coming home 7 in the morning. After work is always the best time to sit down and have a drink. Don't matter what time it is. Don't matter if you work first shift, second shift, or third shift. They have karaoke. They have an open mic night on Sundays. Of course, that's bands, that's acoustic guitar, that's singing, that's whatever. Morning, little brother. Hey, Mike, good to see you, bud. Watched the cabin video last night. Good stuff. When we got mine and own next to the field desk, I wonder if the spirit was laying claim to the desk. I thought about the same thing. But I just wasn't sure. I don't know if they were claiming it in life or if they were claiming it in death. So it isn't really morning. Do some comedy. We've never had a comedian go up there, but I think it would be pretty cool. I think it'd be pretty cool to do some comedic stuff. I would have to be real drunk to do karaoke and open mics 1 or 2 days. Most during a week, I don't need a bottle in my desk. Well, there always are those little snot heads you got to work with, try to make listen. So, whether the bottle's there or it's there to fling at them if they don't listen. Anyway, wanted to put that out there for you. Sure Ready Part 2. Have a great day. I'm going to get a hold of Marcia today and see if we can do Part 2 next Thursday. I'm going to see if we can do Part 2 of the investigation next Thursday evening. And if she says, yeah, I know we pretty much have free run of the place, both of us being former volunteers there and stuff. We're both in good rapport with Marcia. But I'm going to get a hold of her today and see what we can do in a week. They're a lot better in college because if they don't work, they don't get the grade. They have a lot more accountability for their actions. Makes sense. I don't drink anything in over a week. Just not in the mood. A week. You're going to dehydrate, man. You're going to start going into withdrawals or something. Big difference if you're paying, sir. Yeah, I'm sure. Well, unfortunately, Tony's not had a drink in over a week, and I've not had a drink in over time is it 12 hours. But I keep me a bottle of TGIF Mudslide in the freezer. And that's my little hitter right there on ice. And, I have me a couple cups of that, and I'm good to go. So, isn't anything special. Text on my phone are shrinking, or my eyes are getting worse. It's probably your eyes. It's probably your eyes. I don't think your text is getting smaller. I think maybe your eyes are just getting bad because, well, I got that little 10 or 12 inch tablet book, MacBook, what's it called, Lifebook, sitting right here. And then I've got the 36-inch monitor right here so I can actually read things on it. So, yeah, I would say it's probably eyes. Yep, and I'll go back to work tonight, and when I get off work, I'll have myself a drinky poo. The wife will be at work, so hopefully it won't be storming, and then I look like a soggy rat when I get home, walking home in the rain. So we'll see. I'll see you later. I've got so much to do today. See you later in Townsend if you're on. All right, Sarah, you take care of yourself, sweetie, and have a good day. Don't work too awful hard, and we'll catch you later. Um, I wish that was the problem. Take granddaughter to school registration. Eat some carrots. Yeah, mine's my eye issue with my right eye is beyond the help of carrots. The doctor's pretty much convinced that it is diabetic neuropathy or diabetic retinopathy. Diabetic retinopathy that's taking my eyesight in this eye. We've got an appointment with the eye doctor. Unfortunately, they didn't have anything available until like the middle of September. So hopefully they'll be able to do something about it, even if it's just a simple, a simple surgery. I don't know, because this eye is starting to get affected now. I've noticed when it's really bright out, this eye is just white. I can't see anything through it. This one here is starting to get a white haze when I look at things. So, hopefully they'll be able to fix it. We'll just have to wait and see. I really don't want to think about sitting here with somebody else on my equipment making videos as I'm telling them what to do, because I won't be able to see it to do it myself. So we'll just have to wait and see. Well, see, my diabetes is actually under control, but the side effects of the diabetes are what's getting me now. This new medication that they have me on, that I inject in my belly once a week, has actually dropped all of my numbers exponentially. I was for 7 years. I ran an average of 350 on my blood sugar, and I am in the high 100s now. So the medicine is actually dropping all of my numbers down where they should be, but the side effects, the neuropathy, the retinopathy, things like that are really what's getting to me now. So everything can be fixed through diet, vitamins, and minerals. And the storm is here. Go figure. Let me see what's happening here. Yep, here's the whole area. If you guys look, you can see the little blue dot on there. That's where I'm located at. But that's the whole affected area with the storm that Tony's getting right now. Let me see here. Let me if you look on there, you can see the storm moving in where Tony's located at. So it's going to be a very interesting day. It's going to be a very interesting day. Love the sound of rain, so peaceful. You can hear the rain pelting the overhead garage door. How long your eyes been bothering you? I started losing the vision in this one. I started getting the haze in this one last year. But the eye doctor didn't want to have to go in twice. They wanted to do both eyes at the same time. But for some reason, this eye is just now starting to get affected. Where this one here, if I put my patch over this eye, I can't read anything with the right eye. It is all. It's kind of like. Taking your eyeglasses in the wintertime and getting them nice and warm inside your house, then walking outside. You get that fog over them. That's what's always over this eye, to the point where you can see through it, but everything is fogged over. You can't read anything. If you're very far away, you can't make out anything. You can see collars and very foggy shapes, but that's about it. That's what scares me about this one here going is, if they can't fix it, then I don't know what I'm going to do. So, I'm almost 55 years old. I can't sit down and learn sign or learn how to do something new. So, it's been raining here the past 4 days. Oh, wow. Finally cleared up here. Sunny today. Maybe I can finally paint. Wow. Well, freedom, I absolutely agree with you, but that's the way a lot of these insurance companies, it's the way a lot of these insurance companies work. They don't want to go in and pay for something twice. They want to pay for it once. And a lot of things, because the state's got like 5 different insurances you can get, and no one is better than another. The one I have actually pays for my doctors in my area. If I was to switch insurances, I'd have to travel an hour or longer to get to a doctor that took that insurance. And no one is better than the other. They'll pay for something without complaining about it, but then they won't pay for something else. It's our government at work. Be it federal government, be it government on a state level, it's our government at work. But yeah, the insurance company did not want to go in and just work on one eye. They wanted to wait. We're both infected. Wait for both to be affected. That way, I'd only have to go under once. It's a good idea, Tony. Now, you better bet if I was able to pay for it myself, if it wasn't several $100s to go in and do something, oh, they would have had me in long before now to take care of my right eye and then waited for the left eye to work. But, you know, when you can't just straight up pay cash for the procedure, then you got to go by what your insurance company says. I'm just thankful that there's no deductible with the insurance. So I've learned to cope. No point paying for insurance if they won't let you use it. Well, see, that's the whole point. I don't pay for the insurance. It's state provided insurance. Now, if I paid for my own insurance, then that's a whole different story. If I had like Blue Cross or something like that, then that's a whole different story. But since it's state provided insurance, they get to make their own guidelines for it. Funny how much we pay for that, we never see the benefits. Yeah. Exactly. Federal Reserve notes are debt notes. Read the bill. Yep. You are correct. They do payments for eye surgery around here. Not here. Not here, I'm afraid. Well, yeah, I pay taxes. I mean, I've earned a lot of rights in my life, but not paying taxes. I'm not president, you know. I'm just happy that, you know, since Grandma passed on in January, we don't have to pay the taxes for this property are covered in the mortgage payments. A certain amount is held in escrow for property taxes here, and this little teeny tiny, what, eighth of an acre of land, little over an eighth of an acre, is almost $1,000 a month. So, or $1,000 a year. So I'm really glad that, you know, that part's covered at least. Oh, Christ, it is raining like a cow pissing on a flat rock. Yeah, it's going to be a very interesting walk home for me tonight, Tony. Thank you so much for that piece of news. I really appreciate that, Tony. There's not enough trees covering the road on my route home, so regardless of how I go, I'm getting soaked. Looks like I'm wearing my duster to work. Public school is all paid with IOU bonds. Yeah. Taxes are voluntary. And two, if you're paying taxes, you're paying your insurance. Yeah, true that. Never looked at it like that. Hey, Templar. Good to see you, my friend. Hope you're doing well today. Oh, goodness gracious. My God, it's 9:25 already. Only got 35 minutes left. And of course, you know, I have to get Sunday's video uploaded. I haven't even uploaded it yet. I worked on it last night while the wife was making dinner. I got to get it uploaded today. And tomorrow morning, work on Tuesday and Thursday. Don't forget an umbrella. As long as I got my duster with me, I'll be good. As long as I got my duster with me, I'll be good. I'll be able to take care of it. That duster, I got a real nice Outback waterproof canvas duster, and I've been out in some terrible rain and no moisture gets through it, so I'll be good. Like the end of Dumb and Dumber. Good morning. I hope all is good. Good morning. Hope you're doing good this morning. You're looking absolutely lovely as ever. Let me see here real quick. Sounds good. You stay warm and dry. Oh, always will. Morning, Ty. Good to see you, bud. Hope you're doing good this morning. Wait till winter hits. Get some spike slip-ons. I've actually got my tactical boots that are non-slick. And then I've got a pair of cowboy boots that have got a normal construction sole on them, so I'll be pretty good. Won't be that bad. You're not late. You're just made a fashionable entrance, Ty. Actually, according to the map right now, Ty's probably getting hit by part of that storm that Tony's getting hit with right now. So it's going to be very interesting for the entire Midwest today with that storm. Of course, you know, they got tornado warnings out again for the Chicagoland area right now, going from Chicago, I think about 50 some odd miles west of Chicago, and then about 30 or 40 miles south of Chicago. That whole area is under tornado warnings. It's sunny sky here right now. Well, lucky you. You're gonna get got, bud. Better prepare. Now my roof is leaking as bad as it ever has. Don't forget to show some love. Screw the algorithms by hitting that like button. Thank you, Freedom. I appreciate that. Have to cover my laptop and stuff. I'm going to Liberty, Missouri today. Is the what are you going down to Liberty for, Ty? Oh yeah, we were talking about Maui earlier, Freedom. They're in really bad shape. I could not believe that people were actually diving into the ocean to get away from the flames. They're so bad in some locations. People are going out and standing, 30, 40, 50 feet offshore, um, going out in their boats, whatever the case may be, to get off the island. It's in such bad shape. It's absolutely terrible. It's absolutely terrible. I did look again too a few minutes ago while we were talking, and it was the oldest building in the Hawaiian Islands that was destroyed yesterday by the wildfires. So it didn't say how old it was. Um, but it's looking pretty bad. I gotta look for a couple of things I need for my encampment. Well, if you would have said something to me while you was here, bud, I probably got the things that you're looking for. Since I'm downsizing a little bit, um, you know, I probably had everything that you're looking for. It's all lava rock, probably stay hot for a while, yeah. Oh, believe me, yeah. The oldest tree on Maui was hit. Yep, there's a lot of loss on Maui. Hey, Kat, good to see you. Hope you're doing good today. Don't forget, Ty, when it comes to setting up, um, when it comes to setting up that Baker tent, um, though you can set the four poles up, the one on each corner, and just pull the ropes taut to keep the pressure. Your best bet, your best bet on setting that thing up is to run your full roof frame. So your two long poles to go down the sides of the roof, your cross pole front and back, and you can pin them all together using the short uprights in the back with a long pin, and then the taller uprights in the front with the long pin to just go through everything. And then of course, you can do the pressure tie with the dog bone on the rope to cinch the rope up and make it tight, and then run your ropes. And don't forget to run two ropes on each corner, one going off to the sides and one going off to the front and back on them. That way you've got that equal pressure all the way around. I would really hate for you guys' first um, encampment experience in a canvas tent to end with the tent falling on you. I don't believe in wildfires, honestly. Um, well, yes, maybe send them some of that war money to rebuild our home country. Yeah. Isn't it amazing how that works? I mean, if you sit and think about it, we are one of the most powerful countries in the world. We print millions of dollars every day. When they sit down and start appropriating funds from this country, they will send millions of dollars to a foreign country to help them, but they won't keep millions of dollars here to help the disabled or the veterans or the homeless or the hungry. That would be my number one concern, is strengthening and rebuilding your own country and sending less to another country to help them. But that's just me. I got to make pulls for that tent and pick up a new coffee cup. Just a couple of things. Guys is fighting the war and begging every week. Did you see him playing the piano with his privates? And they still send money to it. You know, that's what happens when you have very talented privates. It's because Biden isn't in any American's back pocket. Foreign aid is unconstitutional. In a sense, foreign aid, I don't know if I'd call it unconstitutional or not, but that has been something we have always done, is, you know, we have helped to take care of our allies. And you know, for years people have said that, you know, America polices the world. And I think as American people, you know, in a sense, it makes us look better to assist a group in need than to just sit back and watch them get conquered. And yes, the money could be used here for bigger and better things to help to clean up our own country. But you can't really just sit back and watch a people be attacked and slaughtered and conquered and not do anything. So I don't know. We're number one in debt, 33 trillion out of all the other countries. Ship's going down soon. He wishes he were that fortunate, idiot acting like sugar daddy. Trucks at my dock, back to work, loving light off. All right, Templar, you take care of yourself. You have a good day. Don't work too awful hard, and we'll catch you later. Helping allies with the military-industrial complex. I like to think of it as helping allies. I mean, that's how I like to look at it. Whether or not that's honestly what it is a whole different animal. But that's how I like to look at it. It says they're not allowed to send foreign aid in the form of financing. I mean, you know, we sent a large array of weapons and tactical weapons and defensive weapons and offensive weapons and Russia's defending the country from encroachment by NATO since Soviet agreement was made. Good morning, Masha. Good to see you. Hope you're doing well way up there in the north. I have around 1,000 locations in other countries. Don't seem to stop the bad guys. You know, in my over half a century of living, I have seen on multiple occasions where, regardless of what anybody does, and you know, this is just something that I've learned. And it doesn't matter if it's on an international level or a national level or a local level. No matter how many good guys or how many locations or whatever that are out there, you're always going to have bad guys. No matter what laws are passed, no matter what enforcements are enforced, there's always going to be bad guys. You know, and that's why I don't get involved with politics. That's why I scoff and I giggle when I hear about weapon or gun legislation and stuff like that, because even on the level of local weapons enforcement, well, we're going to outlaw guns in our town. Okay, so outlaw all the legal guns you can find in your town. Of course, that's not going to stop the illegal guns that can't be found, which 9 times out of 10 are owned by the bad guys. So, you know, regardless of what laws are passed or what enforcements are enforced, there's always going to be bad guys out there to find a way to get around them. We're not the defenders of the world, especially when we have our own invasion currently occurring. True that. True that. It's reality. It is reality. And it's a very cold and dirty reality. But it's reality. Oh, of course, yeah. You'll never be able to stop guns. You'll never be able to stop guns, even if they completely rewrite the Constitution and they decide they're going to take all guns away. I mean, you know, worst case scenario, guys. I'm gonna shoot from the hip on this one. If they rewrite the Constitution and they pass legislation and law and they're going to confiscate every gun, every registered gun, every gun they can find, everything. There's still going to be the ones out there that they don't know about, the ones that aren't registered, the ones that are hidden in a bunker somewhere in somebody's South 40 that Grandpa put in during the Cold War just in case we got attacked. Weapons that aren't kept on a person's property or something. You're never gonna stop it. All you're gonna do is you're going to take away the good people's way of protecting themselves from the bad people. All you're gonna do. Can't have a state without borders. Nope, you can't. You cannot. You're absolutely correct. They are the bad people, and that is the point. Yep. Yep. Good morning, Misty. Good to see you. Hope you're doing good this morning. Ouch. Doing fantastic. Well, that's good news. I'm glad somebody's doing fantastic. I didn't get much sleep last night. Matter of fact, I'll probably go back to bed when this stream's over with. Just because I got to work tonight. And it's going to be a busy night, I think, even if it's storming out, because people aren't going to want to go and sit through a drive-through restaurant somewhere and get their food in the rain when they can come into a nice dry bar and have home cooking. The nice thing about where I work at, you follow your own recipes. Big Rock Candy Mountain. When am I coming to Gettysburg again? That's a great question. That's a great question. I would love to come back to Gettysburg again. One day, somehow, some way, I will get back to Gettysburg again. It's been 3 years. I was there in October of 2020. And I have missed it every day since I pulled out. So hopefully sometime here sooner than later, while I can still walk around and enjoy it and see it, I'll get back out there. It's all in the finances. All in the finances. If you do, we'll meet up with you. It's a date. I'll make sure and I'll make sure and let everybody know when I'm able to do it. Of course, for those of you that, have been following the channel religiously, you guys know that we did get remonetized, but with the platform's setup process to get monetized, they don't have the only available method I need to send forth my confirmation of identity. So since this is not a computer and it will not do my emails and stuff like that, I'm forced to go through AdSense to send my proof of identity through my other devices, and it's not an option on those devices. So though we're monetized, we're still not getting paid for our videos and stuff. I have actually contacted them. I've asked them about it. It's just not an option. Working the job that I'm working, I make enough to keep the house and a few utilities going, to take the stress off my wife so she don't have to go out and get a second job. So when it comes to having the finances to do things, that's why I'm still doing the donation thing, because, well, all that money goes back into the channel. So it goes into new equipment, it goes into new destinations, it goes into new adventures. So that's the thing there. A secret, we will never have enough. That's how it feels sometimes. Didn't hear that. Congratulations. Well, thank you very much, Freedom. And yes, I will definitely, if I can make it back out to Gettysburg, even if I got to take the big silver tube out there, with the little blue dog on the side, I'll let everybody know I'm going. YouTube. I contacted YouTube. I mean, we all know our cell phones are basically little tiny computers. But there are certain programs that will work on a regular computer that won't work on a mobile device. Or certain options to things that are opted to you through a computer that's not opted to you on a mobile device. Save up and something breaks down. Yeah, exactly. I had a few dollars saved up, left over from my tips from the last job when I was working at the little restaurant before I started working at the bar. We don't get tips at the bar now. So I don't have that everyday few dollars coming in that I used to have. And go figure, I had the $65, $75 saved up from the old job from my tips, and that was paying for, my Ghostorama trips, if I had to camp, stuff like that. But then the lawnmower broke down. So to get the carburetor torn apart and rebuilt and everything was about $60. So that took a big chunk of the money away that I had saved up. So what do? You start saving money up and something breaks down. You start saving money up and something happens. Always does. I'm not going to put my ID and personal information on a library computer. Shit. No dice on that. They're not getting pictures of my photo ID and everything on a library computer. Anybody with any kind of intelligence whatsoever can go into those computers. They can sit down and they can go through every bit of information on all 4 computers at the library. Like Drew, Greyhound. I'll pick Greyhound. I'll pick up closest depot. I think is Baltimore, not 100%. Oh no, what the hell? Is the tablet a Windows machine? Yes. Yes, it is. Gotta run. Have a great day. You too, Misty. You too. You take care, and we'll catch you later. Oh, you need to scan things. Didn't realize. No, would not be good then. See, lighter broke down. Yeah. Yeah, and no place around here can I buy one lighter. I gotta pay like $9 for a pack of lighters. And this one here is just about out of fluid. I've been using it for 3 weeks. So, go through mobile hospital on the phone. Hold upside down for a minute. Yeah, it's just about out of fluid. The flame's only about yay big when it comes out of it now. So before I go to work today, I gotta buy a new lighter. No, the mobile hotspot isn't gonna. I mean, my mobile hotspot will power, like, next weekend at Ghost-orama, I'll be doing an extended live stream, and being out there, in the field, doing it. It'll power the Wi-Fi for my computer and everything to be able to do a live stream next Saturday at Ghost-orama. But everything is still stored on the computer, and it won't, or the life book, and it won't handle, because it's not a real computer, it's a tablet, it's a book. It won't allow that program. See, they sent me the emails to be able to send my confirmation of identity, but none of the links will work on these devices. They just go to a white page and nothing pops up. So it's just the fact that you need an actual computer to do it. A phone or something like that won't work. So, oh, yep, it's that time, isn't it? It is 10 o'clock. It is time for me to be like a fat baby and head out. Time for me to be like a tree and leave. Time for me to be like a bunch of birds and get the flock out of here. I think he's telling you to use mobile hotspot to verify information. Yeah, it won't do it. It doesn't, that option don't work on a mobile device at all, hotspot or not. I have to actually send them photos of my photo ID. And that, that's got all the information on it. And by sending the back of your driver's license with that scan code on it, that's got all your information on it. Everything about you is on that, in that little scan code on the back of it. So, yeah. But that's it, guys. I'm out of here. I have got things to do before I even consider getting rested up for tonight. Like I said, be watching out Sunday for a video on Cooper's Treasure and other NASA secrets. And of course, we'll have the regular schedule. And like I said, next Thursday we're going to try to do part 2 of the Pioneer Log Cabin Museum investigation with Jan and Jay from JJ's Adventures, and of course Mike again coming back. I wouldn't do it without Mike. So I'm out of here. Y'all have a great day. Take care of yourselves. Take care of each other. God bless you. God love you. I do. We'll catch you later.